Hello everyone and welcome back to Sand Swept. This time is the map we're going to be doing. And so you can see there's a lot of desert, no more rain for right now, but yeah, we're going to kind of do half map kind of thing. There's a lot of different stuff here. You can see there's a lot of these completed roads that are already, paved and everything. But a lot of things that are not as well. So it's not going to be as easy as Sojourn, where it had 90% of the roads already paved, but it is going to be a fairly simple one since, there's not a whole lot of major issues here. But yeah, it's just this place has been ravaged by sandstorms, and so everything's kind of blown over the roads. But again, that's simple. We don't have to worry about that because they could just take a plow, get the sand off, right? We don't have to worry about paving over things that already have roads paved. So there's a lot of stuff around here. I think most of the side up there on this area is for the most part already paved on the northern side and east or western side of the rivers. So our main focus is going to be on the eastern and southern sides here. But I've already laid out a little bit of what we're going to be doing. So we'll kind of go up here. This is mostly gravel. It's not actually like paved road or anything. So we're going to be going up to, this little area. And then also over here, there's this little strip that we need to finish up, which we've already paved a little bit over that way. And then from here, we're going to be going down this way next to this bridge. Then we're going to be going up here to connect to that road. And then I don't think we're going to worry about any of this middle area because there's just a bunch of sand there that they have to get rid of in the first place, and I'm not going to deal with all that. And this just kind of loops around where my bridge has made a quicker route for, so we're going to worry about the bridge specifically and not that little loop there. But yeah, let's get started on all that for now and get going. Alright, so we have our first little extra thing here. So as you can see, there's a bunch of these little rocks here, which luckily we can use the crane to just get out of the way. And this will be a thing we are going to repeatedly have to be doing for sand swept, because there's a lot of like rubble that's been blown across the road due to the sandstorms and the rock slides and stuff like that. For the most part, it's just this little area here and then one really bad area later. But we're just going to move some of this stuff out of the way so we can lay down sand, pave over it nice and easy. Don't have to worry about any of these rocks getting in our way. Again, I can move most of the larger ones, but some of the smaller ones are just not grabbable by the crane arm, so they will unfortunately just be kind of left where they are, and we'll try to handle those as we go. But for now, we'll just move them out of the way and continue our work. Alright, so looking at our map here, I just want to see if there's anywhere special we need to go up here. So this road, completely paved, and all of this down there is completely paved as well. This area here looks like it's just gravel under sand, but there's a rock slide there we can't really clear away. And all of this appears to be paved road here. So So we don't have to worry too much about any of that. Also, this area over here is good. Looks like this is paved and that's paved. And then this whole circlet area here is all paved. And then up to here to this tunnel is paved. And then up to the solar farm looks like it's paved. And then all the way down through here, past the base, down through here, other than some sand brushing across the road, all of that's paved, including the turn there. And then this is just covered in oil, but it is a paved road. So it looks like the entire northeastern section, or northwestern, sorry, is completed. We don't have to worry about anything else up here now that we've done that little bit that we finished past the solar farm and up to there. So I think that should be good. We'll just have to focus on the southern bit now, and that'll be good. I mean, there is this little road here, but it can be accessed from the southern route anyway, which is probably a safer route given how much rock and stuff is over that way. Could cause landslides and stuff, right? So, looking at our area here, we do have quite a good sand coverage thanks to the scalpers. So we're going to go ahead and continue. Try to go up to this bridge here, come down through here, and do like a T intersection kind of thing going up right there. And then we want to go down this route along the riverbank here, all the way down to this bridge over here, and then up to connect it to the city. And then from the city, we're going to have to figure out where we're going to go after that. But yeah, I kind of have all of our vehicles here, and I think this is the first time I've actually put the dump truck and the dozer on the same thing, and it's probably also the last time I think I do this to transport them, but very good to have it like this. It's just I can't strap them down, so any bumps or whatnot are gonna be in for a bad time. So hopefully it stays together, doesn't fall, because that would be an annoying thing to clean up and all that. But we're just gonna go ahead and transport them on down here and go from there. And it honestly surprised me that they fit on here. I was expecting the dozer to kind of get wedged in further, but it looks like the ramp just kind of stopped at an opportune time to hold it in there. So it worked out quite well. And this is a really sketchy part here. You can see stuff shaking around a lot, bumping around, but luckily we made it down. However, I think right around here the dump truck decides to say no thanks and tilts over. Yeah, not a great time there, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull up here, just ignoring the dump truck falling over. And we're going to park our vehicle here so we can get the dozer off. But remember, we still have the paver and the roller coming as well, so I just want to make sure I leave enough room. So we're just going to let this down here, and I'm just going to correct the dump truck with our crane here. This is not the only problem we will be facing with the way we transport these vehicles, but I'll save the next thing that happens in a moment when we actually get to that point. But for now, let's continue on with the dumping of sand, and we'll worry about that little road rush up in a later time. Okay. So right here, I want to switch over to the dozer to kind of bring it up to the dump truck, but then this happens. And I'm not sure if it's because of the janky way that I loaded it onto the flatbed or what happened, but it just gets launched into the air with no real, like, thought of coming down. It's just going for it. So, I'm like, okay, whatever. Why don't we try to at least move our other vehicles down, and I'll, I guess, bring that one later. However, as you can see by the fact that nothing's really moving, it was lagging like hell. I could not do anything. I had to close the game and reopen it, and even that didn't fix it. So I recalled the the dozer, as you can see here. I was trying to figure this out off camera, so that's why you're not seeing anything else happening related to that, and it's looking fine now. But what I had to do is I had recalled the dozer, but it was still laggy as heck, and I was like, okay, did I just ruin the game by doing this or whatever? So I was like, okay, let's recall the only other thing that's related to this problem, which was the flatbed Zix trailer, or whatever the heck the thing, however you pronounce the ZIKZ vehicle, which is why it's no longer there part. So I recalled that, and as soon as I did, all of the lag and all that stuff finished up, and I could drive around normally again. But anyway, I'm just gonna flatten this sand out. It's not worth like doing anything crazy for, like paving over a paved road or something like that. We're just gonna leave it like that, and if they, and by they I mean the people who like manage this town or city or district, whatever the heck it is, if they want to clear off the sand, they can do that. So we're just gonna continue dozing now, and yeah, that was one of the other highlights here that happened. So that was an interesting little experience, I suppose. First time that's ever happened to me, but anyway, let's continue. And just like that, folks, we are done with another fairly decent strip of road. So, yeah, we managed to do a bunch of stuff here. We managed to get all of this little loop here finished off, and from here, we have this main road that doesn't really matter too much, but then we have this little area here where I'm going to go to this archaeology camp, and then this is a paved road, so don't worry about that. But then I think maybe around here this isn't paved. We'll have to take a look while we're in person, but we might go out that way. And then there's, you know, if we just look at that, it's kind of like a nice circular area. We might go up to here. It's hard to tell if that's gravel or asphalt, you know, just looking at it. But yeah, so we'll not have to worry about that, but we'll probably start going down this way through here, and then go down to here, and then over to the solar farm, and then over here, down to there, and then loop back up this way, where we'll then go back down here and regroup here at this last point there. So I think that's the plan.